This is 9 to 5 Google, and we're here with the My Touch Slide 4G on T-Mobile today. It's obviously a slider. The screen is 3.7 inches and a 480 by 800 resolution. You can tell the screen's pretty good angles. Looks great. We're kind of liking the QHD displays now, especially in high-end phones, but this is a pretty small phone overall, although it is a little heavy. It comes in at, I think, 600 grams, which is, or it's 6.8 ounces, which is a little heavy for a 3.7-inch phone. Let's take a look at the hardware. You got a USB, micro USB on the side, a volume rocker, a headphone jack on the top, shutter button, which is important on this phone, on the other side, and a lock there. Obviously, you have a 4-row keyboard. That's gonna hopefully help your data entry speed. It's not fantastic. I'd like to see a 5-row keyboard there, but it is pretty good, and I like the metal back on that. So the star of this thing is it's got a 8 megapixel camera, but this camera is not just any camera. It's got autofocus and a 3.69 mm by 1:2 ratio lens there, you can see, and dual LED flash. The camera comes with a standard HTC application on here, like this. Let's go do this manually. And I'll post some pictures of the camera, but the shutter's instant. So you take a picture of something, it's taken. There's no, there's no thinking about it. It just takes a picture, which is nice. The camera on this one is the best I've ever seen on a smartphone. As far as other stuff, this is typical My Touch stuff. This has got Sense 3.0, which has been pared back a little bit by T-Mobile. Something I don't like is they've replaced the search button with the Genius button here. So you're doing kind of the same thing, but you're using nuances. And yeah, that's not a lot of fun. So otherwise, it's Sense 3.0 for the most part, which is not so bad. Keeps the dock at the bottom while you're scrolling through your applications. And then these are actually physical buttons. Not sure if you can see that, which I actually kind of like. I have some issues with capacitive buttons where I accidentally hit it when I'm holding it like that. It also has a I guess it's like a infrared joystick here, which you can scroll up and down on. Let's see what else. 4G is nice. It's a standard T-Mobile 4G, which depending on where you live is either good or bad or somewhere in between. New York, where I'm at, is not bad at all. In my basement, obviously, it doesn't have too many bars, but we're using Wi-Fi down here. And speaking of Wi-Fi, T-Mobile does Wi-Fi calling, which I really like. So if you're not in T-Mobile's range and you have a T-Mobile or you have Wi-Fi, you're great. If you're overseas, even better for calls. So HTC's got this hurricane effect for window switching, which is kind of cool. I don't know if that's going to impress too many people. I kind of would rather just have a speedy interface, but this thing is pretty fast. It's got a dual core 1.2 gigahertz processor in there, and it is running Android 2.3, which is nice. Back to the camera. This, as for video, it does 1080p recording at 30 frames per second, which I think is about the best you'll get in a camera phone. Storage-wise, though, this only has 1 meg on board, and let's see what they have standard, and 8 gigabytes given to you. And an SD card that's obviously upgradable to 32 gigabytes. The back case, there's 2 different colors. They sent me the white, or the can't remember what it's called, but it's kind of like a tannish, whitish, off-white. Looks pretty nice actually, overall, and especially for a slider, this is a pretty thin phone, and it's got a real solid feel to it. It's a little heavy, but you know, it doesn't feel like it's going down anytime soon. Let's see, what else is interesting on this? The weather widgets are, and the HTC Sense 3 are nice. Everything's really quick. That's, you know, it's a dual core processor, so it's really fast. That's about it. There's really good speaker on this as well. It's not just typical run-of-the-mill. So you got a really good camera, really good speaker, solidly built. T-Mobile Slide 4G, My Touch Slide 4G.